welcome back to the moon cycle and your retreat. I'm really excited that you've made it this far. We are now on to our first quarter moon, which is also called half moon because it's just at its halfway point until it becomes full. So the moon is shining slightly brighter, there's a little bit more light in the sky. And it's a time where we remember the intentions that we set during the new moon, the ones that we've honed in on and really kind of detailed around the waxing crescent. And now we're coming at a point where we might start to feel a few challenges in terms of motivation, in terms of, oh, is this really what I want? And so my invitation for you today with this practice is to kind of lean into those challenges, lean into that slight discomfort in our bodies and in our minds as well. And really trusting that your desires and the goals and the intentions that you set were given to you for a reason, right? So they're given to you as your destiny. And there's some comfort in that. There's the comfort in knowing that when those wants and needs come up, they come up because they're destined for you, right? So coming back to that trust might be helpful for a lot of us to keep pushing through that little phase here that may feel slightly uncomfortable and a little bit unsure. And we're here to support each other. Our practice is here to support us. And so that's my invitation for you today. We're going to move all the way to an eagle pose. And it's one of my favorites because eagle pose is really all about trusting. If you're curious about the story behind it, I'll be happy to chat about it with you. But it's just a really trusting in ourselves, trusting in our environment that everything is working out for our own good. And so with that, I'll invite you to come to your backs and bring the soles of your feet to touch, your knees out wide. If that's too uncomfortable for you, you can always extend your legs long. Or you can just play with the distance between your heels and your pelvis here. So bring them a little bit closer for a deeper stretch or a little bit further apart for a little bit of a more restorative moment here. You can prop things under your knees. Wherever you are, place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Let the back of your skull be heavy on the mat. Let yourself be supported by your mat underneath you. Let your shoulders melt down your back. Let them melt into the mat. Then inhale through both of your nostrils. Exhale to side out through the mouth. Let something go. Then inhale through the nose. Seal your lips. See if you can seal your lips for the rest of the practice. Inviting a slight constriction in the back of the throat so that your breath begins sounding like a wave that you can always come back to when things get a little challenging. And start to find your own rhythm. With each inhale, feeling nourished, filling up your belly and your rib cage and your chest, broadening your collarbones. And as you exhale, see if you can expel things that are not serving you right now. Whether it's for a long time or just for this moment here on our mats. Keep breathing. And once you've found your rhythm, once you've found your breath, Gently press yourself up to a seated position. You can do that by rolling over to one side, pressing yourself up with your hands, and then finding a tall seat. You can be cross-legged, you can sit on your heels, whatever feels right for you in this moment. If you're sitting cross-legged, see if you can feel both sits bones on the mat. Then inhale to grow your spine tall, melt the shoulders down your back. And as you exhale, reach the right arm up and over, plant the left palm next to you, and find a stretch. Nothing fancy, just a little stretch here to wake up the spine. Exhale to place the right palm down, reaching the left arm up and over. Keep opening up that left shoulder. Exhale the left palm down, inhaling the right arm up and over. Exhale the right palm down. Inhale to lift the left. One more time on each side with your own breath. Engage your lower abs here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you can roll over your ankles. And I'll turn around here. You're facing the front of your mat. Roll over your ankles and find your tabletop position. Again, here, if you remember, your toes can be tucked or untucked. If they're tucked, see if you can tuck all 10 of them. And if they're untucked, see if you can press the top of the feet firmly onto the mat. Wherever you are, you're plugging the shoulders back into their sockets, hugging the belly button to the spine, and reaching the crown forward, reaching the sits bones back. Finding some strength between your shoulder blades here so that the weight is relieved from your wrists. Then let's move through a few cats and cows, inhaling to lift, exhaling to round your back, pushing the mat away from you. Inhaling to lift, reaching your chest between your biceps at the front of the mat, and exhaling to round. With your own breath, inhaling to come up and exhaling to round. Maybe inviting some fluid movements. Maybe rounding your back even more as you come to your cat pose. Beautiful. And then when you've had enough here, bring your knees as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes to touch and sink your hips towards your heels, finding your child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward, but keep rolling your shoulders back and down your back. Forehead rests on the mat. And your heart is gently melting towards the earth. You're inhaling and exhaling to fill up your belly here, and filling up the space between your thighs. With each exhale, see if you can sink your hips slightly closer to your heels. And then with each inhale, see if you can create a little bit more space in your lower back. Beautiful. On your next inhale, shift your weight forward, come to your knees. And then from here, walk your fingertips closer to you, lift your torso up. And then we're going to reach our arms up as we shift our hips forward, opening the hips. Finding a slight back bend, supporting ourselves with our shins and our top of the feet on the mat firmly planted. Exhale to come down, bring your fingertips down, sink your hips, but keep your torso up. 2 more times, inhaling to lift our arms, shift our hips forward. Exhaling to sit back onto your heels, fingertips find the mat. And then one more time, pressing your hips to the top of the mat, reaching the arms up. See if there's a little bit more space this time than there was the first time. And then sit back down, walk your fingertips forward, bring your knees parallel, tuck your toes under, press into your both palms equally, and then lift your knees and shift your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. And start pedaling out your feet again here for the first one, bending one knee, bending the other. Hug your biceps in towards your ears, maybe so much so that the inside of your elbows start facing towards the front of the mat. And then bend your knees a lot, shift your hips even further up, further back, and gently extend your legs, letting gravity pull your heels towards the earth. Create some length in your spine and the back of the neck. And again, maybe imagine something literally rolling off your back. Inhale to look to your palms, shift your weight forward, and bring your knees down. As you exhale and tuck your toes, hug your elbows in towards your ribs, and gently come all the way down to your belly. From here, extend the right arm to the side. Your palm hugs the floor next to you, and then you roll over your right hip, stacking the left hip over top. Find that stretch here. Maybe that left knee bends, left foot, sole of the foot finds the floor behind you for a deeper stretch. And to open your left hip. Exhale to come back to center. Bring the right palm underneath your right shoulder, and this time extend the left arm next to you. Bring all 10 fingertips to grasp the floor, the mat behind you, and stack your hips. Finding a shoulder stretch. And if you want a little bit more, bend that right knee and right sole of the foot finds the mat behind you for a hip stretch too. We're opening two parts of our bodies here that hold a lot of tension, a lot of questions, a lot of emotions. Can we lean into it? Exhale to come back to center. Bring both palms underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Press yourself to your knees, to a child's pose for a moment. And then press into your palms and shift your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. See if you can find some stillness here right away, pressing into both palms, especially between the index and the thumb. And then we're going to take a big inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Toes towards the earth, press into that heel. Square your hips to the mat, engage into both sides of the waist. As you exhale, bend that right knee. Bring the right sole of the foot between the palms at the top of the mat and bring your back foot down. Here, lean into your hips that are shifting forward and down. Lean into that stretch, lean into that discomfort. That's how you expand. And then on your next inhale, ensure your back toes are tucked. Lift your back knee and lift your torso up. Lift your arms up for your crescent lunge. Shift that right hip back, left hip forward. See if you can stack your shoulders over your hips. And scoop your lower belly up and in. And then gently bring that back foot slightly in. Re-square your hips to the front of the mat. You'll need to engage your glutes. And maybe you interlace your fingers, release the index fingers, and find a slight back bend. Keep reaching your fingertips up and back. Biceps gently kissing the ears. And imagine I'm pulling 2 strings from the top of your ears as you melt your shoulders back and down. On your next exhale, open up to your warrior 2. Pivoting the back foot, finding your heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Shoulders over hips, crown of the head over shoulders. Reaching equally, pulling on each one of your fingertips. Then on your next exhale, reverse your warrior, reaching the right arm up and back. Left hand finds the back of the leg. Exhale back to your warrior 2. And 2 more times. Inhaling to reach back. Exhaling back to your warrior 2. Keep that bend in the front knee and reverse your warrior once more. Back to your warrior 2. From here, bring that foot slightly in again. Bring your hands to your ribs here. And then cue your ribs to expand down and create some space between them. From here, shift your weight, your hips back as you extend the front leg. And gently open up the left arm as you reach the right arm down for your triangle pose. You're inviting those right ribs underneath the left, opening up, pressing the back of the skull into an imaginary wall behind you, and really pressing into that front foot. Beautiful. Then bend into that front leg. Frame the front foot with your hands and come to the ball of the back foot. Bring that right foot to meet the left at the back of your mat. And then you can choose your own adventure here. You can choose to come half or all the way down. Inhale to your back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling back to your downward facing dog where we'll meet. So our first modified flow is always available. The full vinyasa is available. Your downward dog's available. And your child's pose available. You've got lots of options. Choose the one that is nourishing to your body. This will mean different things for each of us. This will mean different things for you at different times. Can you really listen to what nourishes you in this moment? And then inhale to lift the left leg up and back. And as you exhale, shift your weight forward and place the left sole of the foot between the palms at the top of the mat. Bring your back knee down. Untuck the toes and press the top of the foot to the mat. From here, lean into that stretch. Keep drawing your pelvis forward and down. And if you want a little bit more, you can lift your torso up, hook your thumbs, and let your thumbs invite your hands up, invite a slight back bend. And maybe you stay right here. And then when you're ready, you're going to tuck your toes, your back toes under. Lift the back knee, find your crescent lunge. Find your alignment here. Bring the ball of the heel over the ball of the back foot. And bend into that front knee more. And then bring that back foot slightly in, toe space to a 45-degree angle. You're anchoring the back heel. Re-squaring your hips to the front of the mat. And maybe interlacing your fingers, maybe opposite thumb comes over the other this time. And finding your warrior one. Keep bending into that front leg and engage your abs here so you're not sinking to your lower back. Lengthen the tailbone to the earth. And on your next exhale, open up to your warrior two on this side. Bend into that front leg a lot. Remember to find the support from the knife edge of your back foot. Open up that left knee in. And bend into it more. On your next inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching the left arm up and back. Reaching your sternum to the sky, gaze follows. Exhale back to your warrior two. Two more times with your own breath, with your own rhythm. Beautiful. Take another moment here. And then when you're ready, bring your fingertips again to those ribs and imagine you're pulling them down as you create space between each one of those lower ribs. Shift your hips slightly back as you extend the front leg. Reach the left arm down to the inside of your leg. Reach the right arm up. See if you can stack your shoulders and keep that triangle between both of your legs and between that left armpit and the left hip crease. Reaching the crown of the head actually towards the front of the mat. And gently press that forearm into the shin. If you need a block underneath to bring the floor closer to you, that's okay too. But lean into yourself. Trust yourself. And know that you can't mess it up. Alright, beautiful. And then bend into that front leg. Frame the front foot with your hands. Come to the ball of the back foot. Bring the left foot to meet the right. And either flow or find some rest. We'll meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. Then we'll inhale to lift the right leg up and back. Open up that hip, stacking the right hip over left. But keep pressing both armpits to the mat. Start drawing some circles with that right knee. Some small circles, some big circles, whatever feels right for you. Then reverse those circles to get into all sides of the hip. And here, as you engage your glutes, you're allowing the femur bone to really get into all the right corners. Do that. Reach that right leg up and back for a moment. Then draw that right knee into the chest, in towards your nose, eventually placing the right sole of the foot at the top of the mat. And then keep the weight into the ball of the back foot and lift your torso up. Reach your arms up, find your high lunge. Just for a moment here, keep drawing that left hip forward, right hip back. And then from here, we're going to go into a little bit of a trusting balance here. Bring your palms into your heart. And then bring the weight into the front foot. Keep that bend in the knee. And start shifting your weight forward, shifting your torso forward until the back leg lifts into your warrior three. You're engaging your back toes towards the floor, squaring your hips to the mat. Beautiful. And then on your next exhale, bring the left knee into your chest. As you bring your torso up, you're standing on your right leg, firmly pressing it into the ground. And then place the left sole of the foot to meet the right. Bend your knees, sink your hips, and find your chair pose. Your hands are still in your heart, into your heart, and then you're going to reach them up. And engage your lower belly. Exhale to fold over your legs, fingertips find the floor. Head is heavy. Then heel to your feet. As wide as your mat or slightly closer in. Toes space out, heels point in. And then bend your knees, sink your hips to find your yogic squat. Again, if you need support, you find support from a block or from a pillow. Either underneath your seat, or for some people, it can be really helpful to place something underneath the heels. Then you can gently guide your knees open with your elbows. Then I'll invite you to place your right palm to the inside of the right sole of the foot and find a twist to the left, reaching the left arm up. Exhale back to center. This time place the left palm to the earth, reaching the right arm to the sky, twisting from a long line of energy from the crown of the head all the way down to the tailbone. So back to center. Stay for a moment, then bring your fingertips and palms to the mat, press into your feet and gently extend your legs, shift your hips up and back, heel toe your feet back to parallel. You're in your forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, and exhale to fold and press into your feet a lot, reach your arms up, all the way up. Exhale to bring the palms to touch overhead. Bring them into your heart. And release the hands alongside you, palms face forward. Find your footing here. And maybe draw that tailbone slightly forward if you tend to tuck back. So what we're really looking for is for the tailbone to ground towards the earth. Beautiful. Inhale to circle, sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees a lot so that the palms can plant on the earth. Bring one foot back and the other foot back. And see if you want to come half or all the way down. Inhaling to your back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Broaden your collarbones. And exhale back to your downward facing dog. See if you can find some stillness. Come back to your breath. With each exhale, pressing your chest slightly closer to your thighs. And creating some length with each inhale. And on your next inhale, reach the left leg up and back. Bend that left knee and start drawing some circles with the left knee. Again, you choose small circles, big circles. And reverse your circles. Keep pressing into both of those palms equally. And extend that left leg long. Gently shift your weight forward. Bring the left knee into your chest. In towards your nose. And place the left sole of the foot between the palms at the top of the mat. Keep that back knee lifted. Inhale to lift the torso up. Reach your arms up. Bring that back heel over the ball of the back foot. Left hip back, right hip forward. Then into that front knee. Beautiful. From here, bring those palms into your heart. Shift the weight into the front foot. And then gently lift the back leg. You might need a few steps there, and that's okay. Find that strong left leg on the mat. Right toes towards the earth. Bring that right hip slightly down. Engage your lower belly. Reach the crown of the head forward. And then on your next inhale, draw that right knee into the chest. Keep curling the toes towards the knee. And then place the right foot next to the left. Bend your knees and find your chair pose. Your next inhale, lift those arms up. Trust your strong feet here. And exhale to fold. Gently heel to your feet as wide as your mat. Toes face out, heels in. Exhale to bend and sink your hips. On your yogic squat, find some stillness or another twist. And then if crow is in your practice, you're welcome to do that. So you're going to plant your palms firmly onto the mat. You can play with it a little bit. Then you can shift your weight forward onto those hands as you lift your hips slightly. And then nestle those knees into the armpits. And you can play with the weight. Then maybe lift one foot and the other. And then come back to your yogic squat when you're ready. Take a few moments here to play with it. And then when you're ready, you're going to place your palms again back on the mat. Lift your hips up. Extend your legs. Heel toe your feet to parallel. Find your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant those palms. Bring one foot back and the other. Exhale to come halfway all the way down, hugging your elbows into your ribs. Inhaling to come up. Shining your heart forward. And exhaling back to your downward facing dog. You can create some more space here just for that short moment that we're here together. Then inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale to bring that knee into your chest. Forward. And the right sole of the foot to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift your torso up, find your crescent lunge. And from here, bring your palms into your chest, press into the front foot, and just gently bring that left knee all the way into your chest. See if you can do that in one step. Trust yourself. And bring that left foot down next to the right. Bring both palms facing towards the front of the mat, arms alongside you. Roll your shoulders back and down. Alright, so from here, we're going to go into your eagle pose here. I'm going to start by exhaling, coming to your chair. Bend your hips a lot. Reach the right arm underneath the left, crossing at your elbows. You can grasp opposite shoulders if that's good for you. And if you want to twist even more, bring both palms to face one another, crossing at the wrist as well, you can do that. And then you're going to inhale to lift the left knee into your chest, bringing it over the right thigh, hugging your inner thighs together. And you can stay here, or you can bound your left toes behind your right calf. And from here, we're going to reach the torso up, bring everything into the midline. Reach the crown of the head to the sky, tailbone to the earth. Bring your hips in line with one another. Then gently lift your fingertips up or your elbows up. And trust. Trust into that strong standing leg. Trust that you can fight adversity and that you'll come out stronger on the other side. Exhale to nest your eagle. Bring those elbows and knees in together. Unravel your hands, unravel your legs. Fingertips come to the floor. Left foot all the way back. Right foot back. And exhale to come half or all the way down. You might want to come all the way down this time. Done a lot of work here. Inhaling to your back bend, lift the back of the skull. Exhale to kiss the forehead to the mat. Tuck your toes under. Press into your palms. Shift your hips up and back as you lift your knees. Can you trust that you're strong enough to do that other side? Knowing that will expand your body, bring all of these benefits to you. And then inhale to lift that left leg up and back. As you exhale, bring the left knee into your chest, in towards your nose, engage your lower abs, and plant the left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale to come to your crescent lunge. Find your footing here and bring your palms into your heart. Bring that right knee all the way into your chest too. I needed another step, and that's okay. And then place the right foot next to the left. Find your mountain pose. And on your next exhale, find your chair pose. Arms might come up. And then this time, we're going to bring the left arm underneath right. So crossing opposite. And then we're going to bring that right arm, that right leg over the left leg, hugging everything into the midline. And if you're able to do that, then you can place the toes behind your left calf. You're hugging everything in together. Your forearms, your upper arms, your elbow crease, your inner thighs. Reaching the fingertips up if you want a deeper stretch. And then exhaling to nest your eagle. Everything together. Unravel your hands, bring them to the floor. Unravel your right leg. Bring that right leg all the way back. Left leg all the way back. And this is an opportunity for a last flow here. If you decide to flow, take it really, really slow. Exhaling to come half or all the way down. Inhaling to your back bend. And find what's nourishing for you and take the time to make it really, really juicy for you. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to lift the right leg up and back. Bend that right knee. And bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Shift that left leg all the way back. Propping anything underneath your glute if you need. Then drawing that right knee out. And then maybe you start folding forward if that's nourishing for you. Rest the forehead on your stacked hands or on a block or on a pillow. And just breathe here. You made it. You've pushed through the challenges of this practice. Can you see in your life where there may be some challenges that you're resisting leaning into? Sometimes we're putting off things that we know will expand us. And on your next inhale, bring your torso back up. Tuck your back toes under, and then just find a gentle downward facing dog here for a moment. If you need a fluid one, that bending your knees, finding a stretch from side to side, you can do that. And if you're craving stillness and quiet, do that too. And on your next inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Bend that left knee, and then bring the left knee behind the left wrist. Bring your pigeon pose, drawing that right leg all the way back. Gently inviting the left knee to open. Propping on this side, knowing it may be very different than on the other side. And knowing that's okay. Maybe folding. Let it go here. And then when you're ready, gently walk your fingertips back towards you. Lift your torso. Tuck your back toes under. Find your last downward facing dog. Maybe there's something now, even more things that you can let roll off your back. And then inhale, just shift your weight forward. Bring your knees to the mat. Keep them together for now. Untuck your toes. Bring your hips to your heels. And see if your forehead will kiss the mat, and swing your hands behind you, palms face towards the sky. In your really restorative child's pose here, see if you can let your shoulders kind of drape over your knees, creating some space behind your shoulder blades. Finding a different passive stretch. Maybe rocking the forehead from side to side, giving you a massage. Inviting that third eye to maybe see different solutions, different things to those challenges. Seeing the big picture just like the eagle. Trusting that that big picture is happening. And just leaning into those questions, those challenges. And when you're ready, gently bring yourself back up. Shift your weight to one side of your hips. Flex forward. And then come to your back. Hooking those knees into the chest. Rocking from side to side. Extend the legs long. Extend the arms long, palms face towards the sky. Bring your shoulder blades underneath your heart. And find some much deserved rest for as long as you can. Feel the energy into your palms, inviting all of these creative solutions to propel you forward. Again, stay here for as long as you need. Pause the video if you need to. And when you're ready, curl yourself up to one side. Take a round of breath here. And gently press yourself back up to a comfortable seat. And close your eyes for one more moment. And maybe bring your palms to your heart, blinking open your eyes, bowing to yourself. And I thank you for being here. And I hope this was helpful. Namaste.